Hi. Thank you so much for coming back to Renny for your thoughts. I know it's been a really long time since I've uploaded for you guys. Truth be told, I have been obsessed with playing Marvel Avengers Alliance for the last 7-ish months, however long it's been since I was able to upload something like this for you. I've been actually playing this game since 2012, and I was thinking about quitting for a while because it stopped being fun. I had allies who weren't really playing anymore, and if you've ever played that game, you know it's really difficult to successfully play it without allies that also play pretty frequently. But at the beginning of the year, one of my allies invited me into a chat group with other players, and I got to make some really awesome friends, and they helped me play the game better, and I got a lot more out of it, and it was fun, and it was this big social thing, and it was really great. But now the game is not going to be available after today, so it's a very sad moment for my friends and I. Even though I'm really sad that Avengers Alliance is no longer going to be available, I'm actually kind of happy that I'm going to be able to focus on The Sims more. So, anyway, I'm lovingly calling this property the Red, White, and House. And as you can tell, it's going to be largely red and white in the exterior color palette. This one was a really fun build for me, and it was actually pretty surprising because usually when I make these videos, I will build it and then I will tear it down and I will rebuild it again and record it because I'll know everything that I want and what colors I'm going to use. So the build goes by much faster and the video is not so erratic. Sorry about that. But this time I was able to just kind of sit down and build it straight through. You can tell this time around it's going to be a lot of flitting back and forth between rooms because I'll be furnishing one room and I'll see an item or a color or something like that that inspires me to add something to a different room. So as you can see, I am stuck on this navy and lime color palette in the kitchen, and I'm going to keep jumping back to it because I keep seeing things that make me very happy and feel like they should go in that kitchen. So at this point I am building up this living room area. I just made a small TV area, you know, just a couch, couple of side tables. I mean, obviously not at this point. I went back to the kitchen that I've been obsessed with. But in the other room, there's just a little TV viewing area, and then I'm going to use the bulk of the center of the downstairs as a den. And I'll squeeze in a TV, some books, and I really like how I separated the sitting area with a half wall. It was another triumph for me, another use for these half walls. If you guys have any good use for the half wall, seriously, leave a comment down below. I want to know what you've come up with, how you like it. Anyway, so later on you're going to see that I'm actually going to rearrange this downstairs area a little bit more because I didn't include a back door to the backyard. And besides being a fire hazard, it's a pain in the butt to be playing in the game and then your sim has to walk all the way around the house to get to the backyard. So, routing issues averted. Anyway, this room is also a nice mixture of old meets new. It is partially inspired by this neighborhood in Cleveland called Tremont. And if you're from Cleveland or you've ever visited the Tremont area, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. It's this very funky and eclectic mix of new homes and, of course, the other older homes with the funky color patterns, and it's really just an amazing neighborhood. It's very cool. When I was in college, I was seriously jonesing to find a place to live in Tremont, but sadly I never was able to find a place that I could live. And then moving on to the upstairs area that I'm going to get to in the video in just a bit. I went with a pretty stark red, black, and white palette. I threw in a few charcoals in there because I figure that's probably a little bit too much for most people to just look at red, black, and white. Might be a little joyless. I find a lot of joy in it, but I'm not like a lot of people. So, even though I am sort of using this red and white palette to death on this property, I totally dig it. I threw in a full-size upstairs bathroom because why not? I figured it was kind of awesome. And I've always wanted to have a house with a lot of bedrooms, with a lot of bathrooms, like in real life. So I could have like a guest bathroom downstairs, so if I'm having a party, people can just use the bathroom downstairs instead of having to trudge upstairs through people's bedrooms and whatnot. So anyway, this one's got 2 whole bathrooms and 1 bedroom. So it's for a pretty bougie kind of couple. The property itself is going to run your Sims a whopping 113,345 simoleons. It's a pretty big one. And I also tossed in this shelving thing above the fireplace upstairs because, again, opulent. It's from Cool Kitchen, and if you don't look at it too closely, it just looks awesome. But if you take a closer look, you zoom in, you see that there are jars of pasta, lots of jars of pasta on the shelving. So it's kind of ludicrous to have it in a bedroom, but I thought it looked cool, so I kind of stuck with it. So very modern, romantic vibe in the upstairs bathroom. And I had to use Queen Cordelia's galleon bed because it's epic. It's the best bed in the game. You'll get the most bang for your buck in terms of having a refreshed and well-rested sim. And I found that in real life, you may as well just spend all that money on a bed anyway. It really improves the quality of your life. So in the backyard, I mean, for Cleveland, it's really impractical to have a swimming pool, even though a bunch of people do. But, you know, we really milk the 4 or 5 months of the year that we have that we're able to use for swimming. So, again, I went with the red and white in the backyard, nice little lotus in the ground. And I also tossed in a hot tub because I don't think I actually know anybody with a hot tub, but I've always wanted one. And what is The Sims for if not to live out your real life fantasies? Am I right? Of course I'm right. So in the backyard, I also made sure to make room for a barbecue area and a nice little outdoor patio set. We do like to have our cookouts in Cleveland because, again, we don't really have a lot of usable outdoorsy kind of months. So we really like to do a lot of barbecues and swimming and that sort of thing. And this, what is this called? It's a HVAC vent with exhaust fan. I plopped that on the ground next to the hot tub because I thought it was kind of realistic. We also like to have our our central air units in Cleveland. It doesn't get that hot up here, but we like to be pretty temperate because we have pretty extreme temperatures outside. Anyway, and I also found this little garden hose that's up on a coil, and I put that on the outside too because I thought it looked cool and pretty realistic. And I'm not sure if there are any gutters in this game. I'm pretty sure we had them in The Sims 3. Yeah, I don't see anything. I just did a search in the game. So I went with as many realistic outdoor touches as I could. And I tossed in these 2 weeping willows in the backyard because I just think they look amazing. And I put some wildflowers down around the trunk so they didn't look, you know, barren. And I actually originally built this particular lot in Willow Creek, but I realized it would suit my plan needs much better in Newcrest. So if you've been following along, I did the suburban starter in the very top of the map, and then next door to the left I put the urban Gumby house. So I placed this one on the Beach Byway property, which is just to the left of my urban Gumby house. And it fits in pretty well. The trees kind of blend nicely together, even though they're different colors. And yeah, of course, here I am back into this navy lime kitchen because I seriously can't get enough of it. I really wish I had a navy and lime kitchen. I actually already have a lime green stand mixer. One day I'll have my own house that's navy and lime green in the kitchen. But anyway, thank you so much for bearing with me. This has been kind of a bit of a jumble. And thank you for sticking with me for so long. So if you liked this video, please do me a big favor and give it a thumbs up. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you liked about the house, what you didn't like. And I'm going to go ahead and leave a link in the description box to where you can find this property in the Sims 4 gallery. Look me up. My username is CuriousRen. And thank you so much for taking the time to stop by and watch my video today. Have a good one.